Now, let us move on to the mineral based industries, right. So, in the mineral based industries, we have the iron and steel industry is the most important industry. They use minerals and metals as raw materials. So, that is why they are called as the mineral based industries. So, the best example is iron and steel industry. So, you have the map of iron and steel industry. We have got 10 iron and steel plants in India. You can see the location: Burnpur, Bokaro, Durgapur, then Jamshedpur. These are all very important for the map work, right. Rourkela in Odisha, then Bhilai in Chhattisgarh, then Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh, then Vijayanagar in Karnataka. We have got Bhadravati also in Karnataka, then Salem steel plant in Tamil Nadu. So, these are all the well known iron and steel plants that we have set up, which are producing various goods, iron and steel goods. First of all, let us see why this iron and steel industry is called as the basic or key industry. So, we have already seen the definition that basic or key industry is that they provide the raw materials of the products to produce various other items. So, that way this iron and steel is a basic or key industry, because several large scale, medium scale and small scale industries depend on iron and steel industry for their machinery. So, that way you have huge number of industries, heavy industries, medium industries and light industries. They depend on iron and steel for their machinery, right. That is why it is a first of all called as a basic industry. Now, the steel, which is the main product which is produced in the iron and steel industry, it is required to manufacture various engineering goods, then construction activities, defense purposes, then medical and scientific equipments and a number of consumer goods. So, that way without steel we cannot really see that these are produced in various fields. So, that way steel is a very very important material which is used to produce various engineering goods, then in the construction of houses and then flyovers, bridges, dams and so on. All construction activities require iron, then defense equipments, then medical and scientific equipments and the consumer goods. So, that way it is very very important for the country's economic development as well as for producing various items. And then the next very important factor that makes the iron and steel industry as a key or basic industry is that the country's economic development is adjudged by the production and consumption of steel. The production and consumption of steel is often considered as an index to determine whether the country is economically developed or not, right. So, that way this is criteria by which we decide whether the country is developed or not. So, that way the production and consumption of steel is very very important, which decides the country's economic development. Now, let us see the locational factors of iron and steel industry. So, when you see the map, you can see that the Chotanagpur region, it is the hub of iron and steel plants. So, out of the 10 iron and steel plant, 6 are located here, 6 or 7 are located in this region, which tells you that it is the most important center for the development of iron and steel industry. So, it is because of various factors which are favorable for the setting up of this iron and steel plants in this part. So, let us see what are the factors which are favorable for the setting up of iron and steel plants in the Chotanagpur region. Iron and steel industry requires heavy raw materials like iron ore. There are 4 raw materials that are required. First is iron ore, then coking coal, then limestone. They have to be used in the ratio 4:2:1, that is 4 parts of iron, 2 parts of coking coal and 1 part of limestone. Besides these 3, we also require manganese for smelting of iron ore, right. So, that way iron and steel industry is a heavy industry. So, you need to be selecting the location of this iron and steel industry where all raw materials are available at minimum cost of transportation, right. So, that way we can see that Chota Nagpur region is the hub of this iron and steel industry due to the proximity of the source of raw material like low cost of iron ore and then high grade raw materials, and that way the first and the foremost is the availability of iron ore and also the high grade raw materials which are available in this region. And the second and the most important point, you all know rivers are the cheapest means of transport for heavy goods. So, iron and steel being heavy industry, it is providing cheapest means of transport for assembling the raw materials and also the distribution of finished goods to the markets and consumers. Then cheap labor is available from the states of West Bengal, Jharkhand and Odisha. And then the city of Kolkata provide market as well as the port facility for the export of iron and steel goods to the consuming markets, right. And then it is also highly accessible by means of roadways, railways and waterways, and hence most of the iron and steel plants like Jamshedpur, Durgapur, Bhilai, Bokaro, Burnpur and Rourkela, they are located in this region. I have already shown you in the map. So, this out of the 10 iron and steel plant, we have the maximum concentration of these iron and steel plants in the Chota Nagpur region because of these locational advantages. So, again this question is a board question. So, please learn the points properly. You should not just write the in general availability of raw material, availability of labor, exactly from where the labor is available or how well it is connected. So, you have to write the precise points, then only you will be getting full marks. Okay. So, please learn these points thoroughly. Now, let us see that the per capita production of steel, just now we have seen that it is been used to determine the country's economic development. Now, you have been given a bar chart here. So, India and China both are the producers of iron and steel. Now, if you see the graph, it can clearly tells you that though the production is increasing over a period of time, India's production is highly insignificant in terms of China. China is one of the largest producer, and you can see the pink bar graph which shows that the production is increasing over a period of time, but though India's production is increased, very insignificant production in comparison to China. So, there are some factors which are responsible for this. The reason for this is high cost and limited availability of coking coal, and then the productivity of the labor is very less, or I can say the inefficient labor, right. And one of the serious problem which is there with every industry is the irregular supply of energy or the electricity, and then poor infrastructure, that is the development of roadways and railways are still not good, because the heavy industries, they need to have efficient means of transport for assembling the raw materials also and distribution of the finished goods. So, that way the infrastructure is still needs to be developed. Now, let us see what is the difference between the mini steel plant and an integrated steel plant. So, the 10 steel plant that we are talking about, they are integrated steel plant, right. Other than that, we have got more than 200 mini steel plants which are spread all over India. Now, let us see what is the difference between the two terms. Mini steel plant, the word mini itself tells you it is of smaller size, and they have electrical furnace, and they use steel scrap and the sponge iron as a raw material, and they have re-rollers that use steel ingots, and they produce mild and alloy steel. So, that way the production is on a smaller scale, and they have electrical furnace. Earlier we have the huge steel plant, that is a large steel plant, they have the coal based furnace, right.
Now, subscribe to Bright Tutee course at ₹1 per day only. Download Bright Tutee app from Play Store and get the online courses prepared by competent and experienced teachers for different education boards of classes 6 to 10. Bright Tutee courses are available for the subjects of Math, Science, Social Science, English and Hindi in English and Hindi medium. Bright Tutee follows 3-step approach, that is learning, assessment and exam preparation. In learning, topic-wise video lectures with explanation of concepts and discussion of textbook examples and questions are available with the solutions. In assessment, topic-wise online MCQ test, practice assignments and chapter-wise question bank are available with the solutions. In exam preparation, previous year's question papers, sample papers and model test papers are available with the solutions. Sign up today on Bright Tutee and avail your courses at affordable prices.
Where coal is used as a raw material or energy resource. Fine. So, in the integrated steel plant, they are comparatively larger in size and they handles everything in one unit in a complex, in one complex. That what is that everything, right from putting the raw material together to steel making, rolling, shaping, all these are done in one unit. That means it is been done in small units which are finally rolled out into the finished product, which are located very close to each other. So, that way integrated steel plant is comparatively large. It handles more things which are located adjacent to each other. So, the finished product is rolled out from one unit to the other. Now, when you talk about the leading producer, we have just discussed China is the world's largest producer and consumer of steel also, right. And we have the public sector industries in India, they market their steel through the Steel Authority of India, that is abbreviated as SAIL. Okay, this is the one which is mainly acting as a agency for marketing the steel goods in India. And iron and steel being a basic or key industry, we need to increase the production of iron and steel goods over a period of time by updating our technology and by investing more on the iron and steel goods, right. So, that way our policies that we have taken up has really given boost to develop the iron and steel industry over a period of time. So, what are the policies of that? First one is the policy of liberalization and then foreign direct investment, that is FDI, which has given boost to the development of this iron and steel industry and with the efforts of the private entrepreneurs. So, we have the Jamshedpur iron and steel plant, which is the only private sector industry, all other industries are public sector industries. This industry calls for large scale investment for research and development, because every now and then there is updating of technology which is required. So, naturally we need to allocate more funds for this, for especially for research and development to produce quality steel. Then alone we can find a better market for our goods. So, that way this industry calls for more allocation of funds, especially for the research and development, by which we can improve the quality of our iron and steel goods. So, that way these policies have been able to do wonderful results by which we are able to develop this iron and steel industry, but still India is at par with other countries. So, we need to give more attention by investing more money for research and also for development of this industry to produce quality goods. So, in this you can get a question, what policies have led to the rapid growth of this industry in recent years. So, you have to talk about the policy of liberalization and then foreign direct investment. Okay. Now, the next very important industry, which is recent entry into the industrial map of India, is the IT industry, that is information technology, and the electronic industry. So, when you talk about the electronic industry, it produces wide range of items starting from the smallest transistor to the television, telephone, cellular, telecom, pagers, telephone exchange, radars, computers, and many other goods which are required for the telecommunication industry. So, that way there are wide range of items which are produced in India. So, one of the very important center for this electronic industry is Bengaluru. It is rightly called as the electronic capital of India. We have BEML and BEL, which are the leading centers of this electronic industry, electronic and electrical industry. Okay. So, that way Bengaluru is called as the electronic capital of India. The other leading centers of electronic industry are Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Pune, Lucknow, and Coimbatore. And recently in India, we have set up the software technology parks, right. So, what are these software technology parks? Are that you have various types of computers, the latest computers which are exhibited in the software technology parks, and they provide consultancy services also. So, that way there are about 46 software technology parks which have been set up in different places in India, right. And in the map you have been given about 16 or 18 centers which can be asked in the map work. The major centers of this industry is Bangalore, followed by Noida, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Pune. So, you can see the location of these software in technology parks. So, you can be given in the map work. So, please learn all these centers. It will be asked for identification. Okay, Srinagar, Mohali, Noida, Jaipur, Gandhinagar, Indore, Mumbai, and Pune. Then we have Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Mysore, Thiruvananthapuram, Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Bhubaneswar, Kolkata, then Guwahati. So, these are all the various centers of software technology park, which is the recent one, which is providing latest information technology, right, and especially the computers, and then we have the BPOs, that is business outsourcing, by which we are able to generate large amount of employment as well as the export of hardware and software. Let us see the importance of this industry. The major contribution of this industry, I am talking about the IT industry, okay, is the employment generation. About 30% of the employees are women here, and it is a major source of foreign exchange earner to India because of the development of this BPO, which is business process outsourcing sector, shortly abbreviated as BPO. And we have developed the hardware and software, which is the key to the success of this IT industry in India. So, this is a very important industry which has come up in recent years, which is providing large scale employment to the people, and it is also one of the major source of foreign exchange earner to India. So, in the next class we will be saying about the industrial pollution and environmental degradation, and then the measures to control the industrial pollution as well as the environmental degradation. What are the steps taken by the government? Okay.
Now, subscribe to Bright Tutee course at ₹1 per day only. Download Bright Tutee app from Play Store and get the online courses prepared by competent and experienced teachers for different education boards of classes 6 to 10. Bright Tutee courses are available for the subjects of Math, Science, Social Science, English and Hindi in English and Hindi medium. Bright Tutee follows 3-step approach, that is learning, assessment and exam preparation. In learning, topic-wise video lectures with explanation of concepts and discussion of textbook examples and questions are available with the solutions. In assessment, topic-wise online MCQ test, Practice assignments and chapter-wise question bank are available with the solutions. In exam preparation, previous year's question papers, sample papers and model test papers are available with the solutions. Sign up today on Bright Tutee and avail your courses at affordable prices.